Relax.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, the Board of Elections is back in session for our 11 o'clock meeting. You have a copy of the agenda in front of you for the 11 o'clock meeting. Approval of this agenda.
So move.
Properly moved and second. All those in favor? Any additions? Let me ask the staff. Any additions to this agenda?
Other than a change at the end.
Okay, and a change for
The time.
we changed the time for the board to know instead of 3 o'clock. The meeting is at 1. Okay. So,
I have a question.
yes,
Are the times wrong on the agenda?
The very last one.
number 10.
I copied that from the last agenda from October and
Oh, okay.
the time of the last, in October, you met back at 3 and I copied that and I failed to change it to 1 for us to meet back today.
Okay. And the morning meeting is at 11 and not 10.
No,
No,
we
no.
met at 10.
Look
And-
at it, that's your middle.
Yeah.
Okay.
And now
okay.
we're at
Right,
the 11
right.
o'clock meeting.
But no, this sheet did not go to the public, so they're understanding that the meeting's at 1 o'clock.
Correct. Okay. All in favor of the agenda signify by saying aye. Opposed to signify by saying no. Motion carries. Okay, we're down to board reviews, the official canvas information. We will hear from Dawn.
Okay, so the way we've done this in the past, one of the board members we have the totals here on the audit sheet. Two we'll look and we'll have one that calls and somebody will, just check to make sure. And y'all verify that the tapes inside of the canvas envelope is what was reported election night. I'm calling, that's what you'll call for the machine totals. So who wants to call? And who wants to,
So how many are we going to?
usually two kind of share.
Yeah,
uh,
so I can, okay, so
If y'all want to,
Dan, you want to volunteer? Yeah, we can do it. Okay.
okay, y'all want to be the callers and then, y'all want to check?
you are gonna call?
Yes.
Well, they'll call from this.
Yeah, and we'll check from here.
Right.
Okay, so, yeah, we can check.
Okay, so usually, in the past, I just kind of go ahead and, what y'all were doing is, I try to get on,
As long as it's 2, we good.
the machine tape for you. And they're verifying that that copy
I can
is
call
what's right there.
No,
Okay.
that's all right.
Okay?
I'm always on call. But I'm trying to let them know that I'm not
What kind of number? 2:30?
And then y'all call the call, you'll say one stop, 201 15. I mean, for that precinct.
Oh, for this one. Okay, 1 stop, 201, where's, see.
So in this case, Don, it's the 28, the 3.
Correct. Now, that will not have, this is from election night, so it will not have the supplemental mail-ins listed or the provisionals, okay?
Okay.
So, but y'all verified that today.
And what precinct did you just say?
This is,
Oh, Cole, right?
yes, Cool.
230?
230 election day, 28 one stop, 3 mail-in.
You wanna go
Yeah.
that way? Okay.
Let's see. Oh, 36 Central Boone,
Uh-huh.
807, election day, 201, one stop, 15 mail-in.
See, let me make sure.
Correct.
We're gonna check it right here, make sure we got the same thing right here too.
807.
Yes, sir. Which is one stop.
Yeah, master. So,
That, the one stop and all, that's not on there.
Okay.
Okay.
That's just
fine,
from, that's strictly from the
Gotcha.
tabulator election night.
So 201 on one stop and 15 on mail-in.
Yes.
So North Boone,
Right,
with 310,
310.
and then 2 for one stop and 12 for mail-in.
Yes.
He'll go back
So is this,
she knows which
Not
state
part of
will
it.
go into.
We better put some marking on here, because once you get lost on the rest of them, you won't know.
Are you finished?
As long as already start,
No.
that's easy, just go on.
Yes,
All I'm
that's
doing is
fine.
separating, they need to go in that stack with green level, that's what I'm saying, if these are special, what are these?
These, that they came out of one stop.
Curbside.
What is the bottom code?
It's just, she's got two curbsides, green level. That's what I'm saying, but put them in with a green level set, these need to be
all right,
separated.
All right, now that,
Well, we can-
y'all are
So
gonna,
those are one stop, that's right, one stop.
These are one stop.
go over North Boone too, skip over that one a minute, because we've got a
The date
explanation
was
about
7/29.
West Boone and North Boone too.
I mean, they haven't calculated anything, I'm just
So-
saying they're gonna put in the stack
If you
along
want
with
to call,
the
or
rest of green.
remember, we had some North Boone residents, we had to transfer to West Boone.
West Boone.
Right.
So they're back, when we
And
when we
One
zap
of them, I guess we
in
run
the
those two
voter
first and give them back to you.
history, it shows them in their precinct as North Boone 2, but they actually
That's all.
voted in West.
Or as one
Okay.
stop
Okay.
curbside.
Mhm.
So if you'll add these numbers together, they
It
balance.
hasn't done
Does that help? Does that,
They're full of them things.
so,
It's just these are the ones that were early.
And had the West Boone and the North.
So
Boone.
we had-
Those two.
in West Boone, they had, on the tabulator, 291. I should, I had an explanation there. It works in, and election day, all right, West Boone is showing 300,
Mhm.
okay, and, North Boone 2 is showing, is it 195? Dollars, or 196. North Boone 2,
North Boone 2, 196.
okay. So when you add those up together, they total 196. It's 496.
496.
Okay, so now, if you'll add, 180,
okay. That 180 is from North
and,
Boone,
yeah, and 316,
316,
496.
496.
Okay, see,
So 496 is what you got?
yes, 496 for those two together. It kind of got a little confusing, you know, with the transferring the voters, and their voter history still goes in their proper precinct, so.
Mhm.
We're good on those two.
Now we go back to South Bend.
Yes.
Let's see what we got here. 003 negative. Very good.
So we are on South Boone
Uh-huh,
with a total of 1,145.
uh-huh,
One stop is 289,
yes,
mail-in 19.
correct.
We're on Boone 5.
Uh-huh,
Uh, 144 on Election Day,
yes,
12 one stop,
uh-huh,
2 mail-in.
okay.
I told her I was running, if I got the green wheel, I'll just sit in beside the backpack, got that bag. There's one.
There's more than that one, so I would put no green label on.
This is
Right, I explained that.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's see. We are Morton 4,
Yes,
and our total paper count is 74.
uh-huh,
No one stops, and 1 mail-in.
correct.
Reasonable?
Yeah, I'll reach it.
Now, what this is, the next is Fawcett. Now, remember, these voters, there was a few, Haw River voters from Fawcett that were transferred to the Haw River precinct. So we don't have, they weren't open, Fawcett wasn't open, but we did have 3 Fawcett voters who go to Haw River today. Okay? And then, they're taking stuff in the Haw River. So that's what it's all done. They just have one, county later after.
Okay.
So do we need to set this aside for now?
No.
Okay, good.
So are you gonna read Fawcett now? Is that what you're
Yeah,
doing?
there was more. They had one stop and stuff also.
Okay.
3 election day, 2 one stop and 1 mail-in.
Okay.
Everybody sure on one day.
East Grand,
Uh-huh,
and I think they did all show up. 288, 117 for one stop, and 3 for mail-in.
yes,
Done there, you. Sugar on one day. That's some here.
Yeah, that's.
North Grand.
Yeah.
157,
uh-huh,
77 for one stop, 1 for mail-in.
yes,
South Grand.
Mhm.
174,
yes,
101 for one stop,
yes,
and 3 for mail-in.
yes.
West Grand,
Uh-huh,
113,
mhm,
42 for one stop, and 2 for mail-in.
yes,
3,
Uh-huh.
285,
Uh-huh.
70 for one stop,
Mhm.
and 1 for mail-in.
Yes.
Oh, these other- these some fun.
Brand 4,
Mhm.
500 on election day,
Yes.
234 on one stop,
Uh-huh.
and 8 for mail-in.
Okay, good.
Gotta do them by hand. Oh.
North Thompson
Uh-huh.
with 68 on
Mhm.
election day,
Yes.
4 for one stop, and 2 on mail-in.
Yes.
City Express.
North Melville
Uh-huh.
with 434 on election day,
Mhm.
51 stops,
Yeah.
and 5 mail-ins.
Yes.
Well, there's nothing about it. I know.
Kaylee, I'm doing the math right now for how many you're looking for.
South Melville
Uh-huh.
with 621 on election day,
Yes.
95 one stops,
Uh-huh.
and 6 mail-ins.
Okay, good.
It should be 13.
Melville 3
Mhm.
with 32 on election day,
Yes.
9 one stops,
Yes.
and no mail-ins.
Yes.
What's wrong?
Melville 4
Mhm.
with 248 election day,
Yes.
45 one stops,
Yes.
and 2 mail-ins.
Yes.
Now we're at Pleasant Grove.
Uh-huh.
And, there were actually
It's a hard one.
3 voters that voted from Pleasant Grove, that when they got their ballot, were just programmed into under Hall River. So it's showing 0 under the machines because this says 0.
Yes.
And then beside of it, you see a 3, and that's because 3 of those voters actually were from Green Level. When we zapped in their voter history, you know, they got the right ballot, it went through, they were just programmed into the wrong precinct, okay? So, I mean, their votes counted for Green Level, it's just in the machine, it's showing under Hall River, where when we put in their voter history, it puts them in the correct precinct.
Okay.
Okay, so
So that's just 3.
that's just 3,
Okay.
yes. So that's gonna make Hall River short 3. When you get down to Hall River, we'll be more, so that's,
East Burlington,
Mm-hmm.
election day 134,
Yes.
one stop 34,
Yes.
no mail-ins.
Correct.
North Burlington,
Mm-hmm.
election day 368,
Yes.
one stop 73,
Yes.
mail-ins 2.
Yes.
South Burlington.
Yes.
Election day, 127.
Yes.
One stop, 14.
Yes.
Mail-in, 0.
Yes.
West Burlington,
Yes.
election day, 522.
Yes.
One stop, 153.
Yes.
Mail-in, 6.
Yes.
Burlington, 4.
Yes.
Election day, 423.
Yes.
One stop, 112.
Yes.
Mail-ins, 2.
Yes.
Burlington, 5.
Uh-huh.
Election day, 430.
Yes.
One stop's 101.
Uh-huh.
Mail-in, 8.
Yes.
We didn't understand.
Burlington, 6.
Uh-huh.
Election day, 683.
Uh-huh.
One stop is 155.
Yes.
And mail-ins are 8.
Yes.
Back through. Figure out all this.
Burlington, 7.
Yes.
Election day, 273.
Uh-huh.
One stop, 74.
Uh-huh.
Mail-ins, 4. I'm sorry, one stop, 47.
Yeah.
Yeah.
47, that's 74.
Yeah, one stop 47, right.
Mail-in, 4.
Yes.
Separated by day or not, I don't know.
Okay.
That's why I was thinking,
Yeah.
hey.
Yeah.
Burlington, 8.
Mm-hmm.
Election day, 183.
Uh-huh.
One stop, 45.
Yes.
Mail-ins, 4.
Yes.
Burlington, 9.
Yes.
Election day, 323.
Yes.
One stop is 74.
Yes.
Mail-ins, 5.
Yes.
Burlington, 10.
Yes.
You're looking.
Election day, 279.
Yes.
One stop's 36.
Yes.
Mail-ins, 4.
Yes.
And remember the 3 we had up, so that's gonna be 3 off, okay? For the-
So it's a combination of Fawcett, Pleasant Grove, Haw River.
Mhm.
Yes.
Right, so if you add them all up together,
So it's 266 altogether, including the 3.
well, that's Haw River, yeah, because that's Haw River precinct right there, and then you add,
Haw River Precinct is 263.
but then add the Fawcett and the Pleasant Grove, and it should be 266.
Right.
Okay, but on here, we should just see 263.
263.
Okay.
One stop, 73. Mail-in, none.
That's correct.
You're looking for.
Don, for us and the public, I guess, can you, so we've got 3 different things that we're checking all together. We have the tape from the election machine, from the voting machine. And then what are the 2 other, where did the other 2 pieces of paper come from that we're?
Okay, the white piece of paper
Back and
comes
forth. I don't
from
know whether
what,
it had- I don't know whether it hurt
they
you.
print off election night,
Yeah.
unofficial from everything they've ran through,
Is that all?
tabulated.
That's brought back from the polling
Yeah,
place.
fall back from this, with this, on the stick.
Stick,
Um,
So
uh-huh.
that information from that piece of paper is on the stick.
From the
Correct.
media, USB stick from.
From each voting
From
machine.
the voting machine in each precinct.
Okay.
And
And
where
so-
do these numbers come from?
Those are actually come from paper, Staley's papers and also our voter history that we've, entered into into our, computer SIM system from people who's voted, from the ATV forms.
Oh, okay.
Everything balanced. We had the same number of voters, as we did, ballots that were ran through.
So Staley's numbers come from the tabulation machines.
Right, with the sticks.
And when we say entered into history, when every voter goes into either one stop or election day, they're required to sign, whether it's a
Yes.
one-stop application or an authorization to vote application on election day in the polling place. There's a label that's pulled out from the poll book and put on their authorization to vote form that they sign. On that label is a barcode. And we manually scan in those barcodes. We hire extra staff in the office the day after the election to do nothing but scan those in. And that's how Dawn and the rest of the staff balance to make sure that the number of reported voters on the voting equipment from the media stick match the number of ATV forms,
And ATV stands for,
authorization to vote.
and that's what the voter gets when they go in.
That's correct. That's how when they go to the ballot table on election day, that's how the ballot table assistant knows which ballot to give them. Their ballot style is listed on that label.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
So that, I believe that concludes.
So they have to sign their abstracts.
They gotta go back and print those.
Okay.
Um,
And then for the public's record and knowledge, we are meeting in a facility that does not have our voting tabulation equipment, which is where we print the abstracts. And when the board meets back at 1:00 for our preliminary hearing, we will have the abstract for the final supplemental absentee ballots and the canvas abstract for them to sign to finalize the election. And for additional information, even though we do have an election protest, the protest was not against vote tabulation.
Right.
There was nothing saying there was any fault in the vote tabulation. So we can certify the election without incident.
So for our agenda, we have completed number 7. We've completed the canvassing. And, once we get the document number 8, we will sign, after you have it printed. So that's number 8, board signs off, final absentee abstract.
That's correct.
Okay, and then, number 9, we're waiting on that one too, right? Board signs official canvas return document, that has to be printed off.
These numbers.
Okay, so we will sign those, as soon as we get them printed from the office.
That's correct.
Okay, all right.
And I'm going to go ahead and pass out to you the agenda for the preliminary hearing. And that also includes the recount that has been requested for the town of Green Level. And I have included for you the recount procedures for you to review while you're on break. Do you want these in the back? So we can recess the meeting.
Thank you.
Okay, so, that concludes our 11 o'clock meeting. So at this time, the board will recess until 1 o'clock.
recess till 1 o'clock.